say a few words then to introduce Gabriele. Gabriele Bertoli is a cybersecurity researcher with Microsoft. He worked in various roles through various organizations, including FermiLab, Princeton, and the University of Stockholm with CERN between 2013 and 2018. So he started at FermiLab in 2010, where he's looking for the Higgs boson. He joined the Princeton group at Gran Sasso, and then did his PhD with Stockholm University, where he analysed atlas data for the noise constants of the tau calorimeter and physics signals for compressed SUSY, supersymmetry, and large extra dimension scenarios. And Gabriele has then obtained a grant to conduct research in Japan. He's worked at Shell for 2 years, leading a team of data scientists. And Gabriele has now been at Microsoft since late 2021, working, as I mentioned, as a cybersecurity researcher. So Gabriele, I'll hand over to you and you can give your 5 minutes introduction.
So my, let's say, journey into big tech company started about in 2010 when I was working. Actually, I had a summer student experience in at CDF, which is one of the experiments at Tevatron at FermiLab in Chicago. And after that, I liked the experience, and though I was studying theoretical physics at the time, I decided to do my thesis in experimental physics, where I joined almost officially the CDF collaboration, and I had my own experimental signature looking for the Higgs boson. After that, I had some experience, like a small period of time at the Gran Sasso experiments, joining the Princeton group there, and it was the dark side experiment. They were building it. And after that, I got a PhD at Stockholm University, where I stayed for 5 years almost. And I worked more closely to CERN in the Atlas collaboration, where I worked on the tau calorimeter and a bunch of experimental signatures. After my PhD, I got this grant to go and do research for 1 year in Japan. It was the JSPS program. I think it stands for Japanese Society for Promotion of Science. I worked at KK. They were also building there an experiment, and I was more interested in joining a smaller collaboration where you had more responsibility than to be like the end line of the chain where you just analyze data. So there I had the opportunity to really set up my own parts of the experiments and collect data and test them, and really was a hands-on experience. And even I got to design some PCB boards, even though I didn't have any experience in hardware design, but I gained it over the time there, thanks to the experts that I had the pleasure to work with. After my experience in Japan, I thought that I would stop moving around, and I decided to switch into the industry. And I found a job in my hometown as a data scientist, and I worked on a project mostly on predictive maintenance, where we were trying to help the local water supplier company try to predict when water pipes would leak, and this kind of projects. And once this was done, I was a small company that didn't have a data science job for me, so I was gonna be used as a Java developer, which I didn't really want to do. But I didn't remember, but I had applied for a position in Shell, and they called me just in time, and I passed the interview, and I moved to Poland. And yeah, after 2 years there, where I still worked on predictive maintenance and fraud detection and some other problems, I also forgot that I applied for Microsoft, but they called me in May 2021, and after 7 months of interviews, I got the position in September, and then after a couple of months more negotiation, I started working in December. And yeah, now it's almost a year I'm working there as a cybersecurity researcher.